When you're looking at disease prevention, which is the cornerstone of public health, then what we look at is attributable risk and attributable fraction. So attributable risk is the amount of disease risk that can be attributed to the exposure. So it actually gives us the magnitude of the exposure itself. So it is the difference in incidence between exposed and non-exposed individuals. And in the non-exposed, there's a background risk. So there's an amount of risk that can be permitted as part of the attributable risk. The attributable fraction is proportion. It's the proportion of disease incidence that can be attributed to an exposure. So it can be expressed as the attributable risk divided by the incidence in the exposed, which you would get from your relative risk ratio there, times 100. So going back to this particular same example out here, the attributable risk associated with smoking is 0.96 per thousand per year. Okay, so going back to the same example, in this case, we already know what the relative risk is, which is approximately 14. The attributable risk in this case would simply be 0.96 minus 0.07, which is the incidence of lung cancer among smokers minus the incidence of lung cancer amongst non-smokers, which comes to about 0.89 per thousand per year. When we look at attributable fraction, or the proportion of lung cancer cases that could be prevented if smokers quit smoking, then that would be 0.89. So it's the attributable risk, which is over here, over the incidence in the exposed, times 100. So 0.89 per thousand per year, which is attributable risk, divided by incidence of lung cancer among smokers, which is 0.96 per thousand per year, and then you multiply the whole thing by 100. So that comes to approximately 93%. So the ability to attribute a particular disease to exposure is extremely useful when you're talking about disease prevention. So when we're thinking about going forward, if we want to start interventions on smoking cessation, then this kind of information with the attributable risk and attributable fraction can be very useful to strengthen our case.